What if your network could tell you exactly who's hogging all the bandwidth? 90% of IT teams waste hours troubleshooting blind, but NetFlow exposes every connection in crystal clarity. In this video, I'll show you how to deploy NetFlow in 5 minutes flat, plus reveal how StackWise and SDN are revolutionizing network management. Your troubleshooting headaches end here. NetFlow. In this course, we're going to talk about NetFlow architecture. Tools like SNMP inform us of the amount of traffic that passes through an interface, but it doesn't really tell us what kind of traffic is flowing through it. NetFlow gives us very precise information about all the IP packets that travel on the network. It's a flow of packets between a source and a destination. This means that the addresses and port numbers must be identical to group the IP packets of the same flow. Setting up NetFlow on a router is done in several steps. First of all, you have to specify the direction you want to monitor. That is to say, by entering, by leaving, or both. Then you need to configure the version of NetFlow. And finally, set up a NetFlow collector. The collector is an external server on which the NetFlow data will arrive. This system allows you to collect all NetFlow data and organize it in the best possible way for better visibility. A NetFlow collector can give us the following information: the most visited websites, or even the most downloaded content, and much more. There are many free NetFlow collection software available. If you type on Google freeware NetFlow software, you can find some. Now let's move on to its configuration. In this example, we enable NetFlow in and out on the 0.1 interface of our router. The version of NetFlow can be configured with this command. And finally, all we have to do is configure the IP of the server that will collect the flows with the command IP flow export destination. Now, let's talk about StackWise, Cloud, and SDN. Cisco StackWise technology allows multiple switches to be connected intelligently to create a single virtual switch, where each switch unit is interconnected with you. One StackWise link of 32 gigas, or 64 gigas for StackWise Plus. Each switch in the stack shares the same network topology, the same MAC address, and the same routing information. The idea is to connect several switches together to form a single switch. Virtually, everything happens as if there is one big switch. So, there is only one IP address assigned to the stack to administer it and oversee the whole thing. The switches in the same stack are seen as a single system. The advantage of this technology is that it can increase the capacity of the number of ports as soon as it is needed. This is very interesting financially. Up to 9 switches can be grouped together. The latest generation of stack is the StackWise 480. This allows it to offer a capacity of up to 480 gigabytes, which is much more than StackWise and StackWise Plus. We are now moving on to cloud computing. It's a set of IT services, whether it's servers, storage, databases, network components, software, analysis tools, etc., which are provided by the internet, i.e. the cloud. The companies that offer these IT services are cloud service providers. They generally charge for these services according to use, a bit like their water or electricity bill at home. Generally speaking, cloud computing is when it is possible to access data or programs from the internet. To access it, you just need an internet connection. The cloud is divided into 3 categories of service. The most basic category of cloud computing services is infrastructure as a service. Here, we rent an IT infrastructure, such as servers, virtual machines, storage, network equipment, or even operating systems directly from a cloud service provider with pay-as-you-go. Then we have the platform as a service of cloud computing, which provides an on-demand environment for software application development and testing. This category allows developers to quickly build web or mobile applications without having to manage the network infrastructure, which is required for development. And the third cloud service is SaaS, which stands for Software as a Service. It's a method that allows you to host an application in the cloud with also all the infrastructure that allows it to work. Users connect to the app via the internet, whether on a phone, tablet, or PC. SDN, Software Defined Network. To wrap up the course, we're going to talk about SDN. It is a set of technologies that allow centralized control of network resources, virtualizing them. These resources will therefore be detached from the physical elements of the network. This solution therefore makes it possible to gain in speed and productivity. The goal is to simplify network administration, as is already the case in the server world with virtualization. SDN aims to decouple, in a network device, the data plane part from the control plane part. That is to say, it only leaves the switches and routers with the routing of packets. In a traditional network, when a packet arrives at a switch or router, the router applies its own routing or switching rules that are written into its operating system. And in general, all packets that have the same destination follow the same path. With SDN, these changes are automated and even programmable. The administrator configures the rules in the controller, and these are instantly transmitted to the network devices. For example, if a company performs backups every night, well, it is possible to configure the network to get the maximum bandwidth during this backup.